Let's start with the topic of jealousy. When we're left, it's very normal for the thought of making someone jealous to cross our minds. It could be by posting a photo on social media with a friend or with a girlfriend. In short, all these kinds of actions that suggest you might already be with someone else or are moving on with your life. Well, at first it's clear you're doing it with an intention, so you shouldn't do it or focus on this. If you really meet up with friends, let it be for yourself. Okay? To keep yourself entertained and get through this time, we have to be apart. In the best way possible, but not with the intention of making someone jealous, because this can backfire on you, because you might post a photo with a friend and your ex can see it and might do the same. And this will hurt you? It will hurt you a lot, so it's better not to play with fire, not to play with these things, okay? And for now, let go of jealousy, which you will handle appropriately later on, simply by continuing with your life, with normalcy and progression, as I explain in my work. Well, another mistake we must not make when we are in this distance is to show our feelings by any means. By any means. Of course, if we need to cut off communication, we cannot send any messages, nor can we post on social media phrases that express our pain, our feelings of any kind, neither of resentment, nor of love, nor of pain. We don't have to show feelings, period. We step aside and let them not know about us. Nothing more. Another mistake that we must not make. Of course, when our partner leaves us, what we shouldn't do is argue with him or her and have conflicts about anything. Why? Because there we're also eliminating. We are eliminating this contact, okay? That we are supposed not to have. So, and if we eliminate it, and on top of that, we are arguing or creating conflicts. Why? Because when a relationship ends, there are always things left unsaid that you didn't like and still want to express. But this usually, in a separation, has already been said. You've already talked to him or her, and they already know perfectly well what hurts you, what you don't like, what causes you pain. And you know perfectly well what he or she doesn't like, because you've probably discussed this many times. So, continuing to stir things up is not appropriate, especially if we want to distance ourselves for a while. So, it's another significant mistake. Another mistake that is also very common is wanting to have a friendship with our ex-partner out of the mere fear that they forget about us. Okay? If your partner has left you, they need space and time to miss you and long for you. But if you maintain a dialogue, maintain a friendship, out of fear that they will forget about you, you're not giving them this space, and there you're also breaking the no contact rule we're talking about. Okay? So be careful with this. Right now, besides, do you want to be their friend? Or do you want this person to truly fall in love with you again and want to be with you? This is what you need to ask yourself. Okay? So with this, you have to be very careful. Another mistake we make a lot, and one we shouldn't make, is to manage WhatsApp. The topic of WhatsApp. What we need to do here is remove their phone from yours. That way you won't look at anything about him or her. You won't see if they're online or not, when they last connected or what their status was, what photo they put up, what photo they take down. In short, We don't have to see anything. We don't have to see statuses. How do we avoid this? By removing their number from your phone and deleting the chat you had with him or her, and that way you won't see anything. Because now there's nothing to see. This will make you commit many more mistakes and you will delete. The no contact rule. Why? Because when we make mistakes, we become very weak. And it is very difficult to maintain this lack of communication. Okay? So, you have to be very careful with this. Another mistake. Well, that's what we're talking about. Another mistake is not disappearing from their life. Why? Very simple. Because if you don't disappear from their life, how are you going to be in no contact? I understand that just like before, we are afraid of not disappearing. Why? Well, because we're afraid they'll forget about us. So we want to be a little close. How do we do this? Well, often by being in places where you think he or she will be, so they can see you. In short, you have to disappear from their life, from everywhere, from all places, and not let them see you ever during this time. Okay? It's very important. Another mistake is, and of course it makes us break this no contact rule, is to follow and monitor your ex-partner. Many times, well, this might come to your mind, saying, well, I'm going to go by where they live, walk around, see if there's light, if there's no light, if they arrive, if they don't. We turn into detectives. Why? Well, because when one is going through a separation, a breakup, one becomes very weak and all these things go through your mind. Why? Because you feel the need to see this person, to know. So many times we put ourselves in a mindset of watching to see if they go somewhere, if they don't. In short, all these things go through your mind. But this is super harmful. It will make you very weak and it will cause you to break this no contact rule that we need to maintain so that they truly lose us, so that they truly miss us, so that they truly value us